What is up, YouTubelettes? It is PuddlesA1 here, and I am bringing you the second installment of Farewell Fridays RU Edition against WePWNPokemon. For those of you that don't know, stick around to the end of the video, and you can go ahead and click this link. It'll be in the team preview. But anyway, you guys are probably looking at this team preview like, Puddles, do you know that your team's on the other side? Yeah, I know. It's because after the battle, I tried to save it. And it was like, save data could not be accessed. Please turn off your DS. So I was like, oh my god, my ace card broke again, or my ROM got destroyed. Because that happened with my black and white 1 version. So I asked Pone in the chat, and I was like, hey, do you have this recorded? Or saved? He was like, yeah, I got it. And he sent it to me. So I got to record it. Unfortunately, it's from his perspective, but it really shouldn't hinder the battle that much. So anyway, I want to look at the team preview really quick because my team's the same. It doesn't change because that's what Farewell Friday is about, is using the same team. Anyway, looking at his team, he does have the Durant, and that is threat number 1, problem 1, numero uno on the list of things I need to get rid of. So I need to keep my Nidoqueen alive for that Durant specifically. Looking at the rest of his team, he has a very defensive looking team with the Pharaoh Seed, the Slowking, the Rotom, and the Lantern. The Rotom could be defensive, or it could not be, but the other 3 guys are pretty much always defensive. So yeah, the Hitmonchan's looking to be a spinner, but he might not even need a spinner in that regard. So anyway, guys, here we go. He's going to be leading off with the Pharaoh Seed as I decide to lead off with the Nidoqueen. And right off the bat, I'm not going to mess around. I don't want to play games. I'm going to go right for the Fire Blast because I don't want this thing setting up too many hazards that I can't deal with. So I go for the Fire Blast, and he brings in the Slowking. So I was like, okay, so the Slowking's probably defensive, seeing as how well he takes his Fire Blast because I mod his Life Orb and stuff like that. And he has Natural Bulk, and it is resisted and stuff. So I was like, okay, that seems like a proper amount of damage. So I switch out, go into my Slowking to take the Scald, to take the Psychic, but he goes for Grass Knot. And as soon as I see that, I was like, oh my god, Spec Slowking. So that's a thing now. And I have to worry about this thing. But now that I know he's locked into Grass Knot, I'm thinking, okay, I can switch out and go into my Bouffalant, get the +1 because it's Sap Sipper, and go from there. But he actually double switches out. Well, it doesn't double switch. He goes out into his Pharaoh Seed and makes a good play there. I'm going to go for the Earthquake just to see how much it's going to do to this thing. And it does a decent amount of damage, but it's not nearly enough to really hurt this thing. So I know he can't Leech Seed me, but I'm going to switch out and go back into my Nidoqueen here, and he goes for another layer of spikes. Now this play right here is an over prediction, but he thought I would over predict. This was me over predicting. I predicted him to predict me to go for the Thunderbolt, thinking that the Slowking was going to come in, and I went for the Fire Blast, thinking that he would switch out and go into his Durant to try and set up on me, but he actually just stays in and goes and takes the Fire Blast, so he dies. That's pretty cool, and my over prediction ended up not even mattering. So I switch out here and go into my Slowking, thinking that he's probably not going to go for the Grass Knot, seeing as how I brought on my Bouffalant last time. And he does just go for the Serve. It does a huge amount of damage to me, and I resist that. I'm not specially defensive, but still, that's a resisted hit. So I go for the Scald, I believe, on this turn. Or no, I go for the Psychic because he had the Lantern. That's what it was. And he does bring that in here, and I'm guessing this thing is probably specially defensive, maybe maybe a little physically defensive. I'm not entirely sure, but I know that they like to run some kind of split defenses sometimes. So I switch out here thinking that the electric move is going to happen, but he just goes for the Scald. Makes a good play because he does have the Manectric. He sees what my team's about, and he doesn't want to give me any boost. Unfortunately for me, he's going to get the critical hit. Not that big of a deal. If anything, it just gives me a free switch into something else. And I could have, switcherooed him the choice specs, but then that's giving him a choice specs. That's not really what I'm about. So I know he's going to switch out here. Even if he stays in, gets a Scald Burn, I do have the Lumberry, and I have HP EV. So I go for the Swords Dance as he brings in the Slowking, and he's like, oh boy, this is going to be a problem. And it is going to be a problem because the +2 Night Slash is going to be enough to take out the Slowking from full HP. That felt good. You guys have no idea how good that felt to take out the Slowking from full HP. So he sends in this Rotom like, oh, he's going to destroy me with the Leaf Storm. I don't think so. He's going for the Leaf Storm. I'm going to live that because I do have HP investment. Like I said, I'm going to go for the Drain Punch, get back all my HP, and take out this Rotom in the process. So Gallade doing work. For those of you that didn't see Gallade do work, that's like all the time. I really like Gallade. It's one of my favorite Pokemon, to be honest. And if you look at my RU team from Black and White, it had a Gallade on it, and I really liked it. But I thought maybe I could live an X-Scissor. Not the case. That's absolutely fine because I don't really need my Gallade anymore. It took out 2 Pokemon, so I'm feeling good. So send in my Nidoqueen here. I go for the Earth Power because I know that if he brings in the Lantern, it'll be super effective, most likely take it out. And even if he stays in, it should do enough to be a 2-hit KO since it is on the special defensive side, and it is neutral damage. So he does bring in the Lantern. It just goes down to the Earth Power, which is pretty cool. He brings in this Hitmonchan here. I know the Ice Punch is coming, so I switch out and go into my Slowking, thinking I can take it, and I do take it really well. And then I was like, okay, he probably has Ice Punch because, Bolt Beam punches are pretty much standard on Hitmontop. So I'm thinking I can live one just because I'm physically defensive, I have max HP, and I believe or no, close to max HP and close to max defense and something like that. But he is Iron Fist. I forgot about Iron Fist completely, and that's going to take me out. And that's fine because I do have my Archeops waiting in the wings with the acrobatics. So I'm going to bring her in, and I'm going to go for the acrobatics as he switches out and goes into his Durant thinking he can take it. And I'm like, God dang it, if I don't take this thing out, he's going to kill me with Iron Heads, and I'm just going to lose this battle. So I go for the Flying Gem boosted acrobatics, and I clean one-shot this Durant. That is the, third Pokemon to get one-shotted from full HP? Oh, it feels good. It feels good, guys. He goes into his last Pokemon, which is his Hitmonchan, and he dies to a acrobatics that is boosted because of no item, and I win the game. Great game, WePWNPokemon. For those of you that aren't aware of his channel, go ahead and click from, oh, this is weird, click from the Pharaoh Seed all the way to the Lantern, and it'll take you directly to his channel. Like his stuff, favorite it, sub to him, do whatever you want. It was only weird because I was looking at the top, and I was like, oh, go ahead and click from the Nidoqueen to the Gallade. Wait a second. But anyway, you guys want to see my last video, go ahead and click the Gallade. You want to see my next Farewell Friday upload, go ahead and click the Nidoqueen. Follow me on Twitter, follow me on Tumblr, add me on Skype. PuddlesA1 is the name throughout all that. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Thank you guys again for 300 subs. Next Friday will be the last Farewell Friday, and then new uploads. Huzzah! Peace, love, and later, Gators.